You're going to start with 200 grams of all-purpose flour. I like to use King Arthur's, but use whatever you like. I take a spoon and create a little bowl right in the middle in which I'm going to crack my egg. Take a fork and whisk it. Each time whisking, you might notice that it'll pick up more flour, and that's exactly what you want. It's okay to get your hands dirty. Be prepared to crack another egg in it. At this point, you'll want to knead it just like you would bread or pizza dough. I notice mine's a little bit dry, so I wet my fingertips with a little bit of really good olive oil. It helps make the dough a bit more pliable and a bit more shapeable, and it ends up making a better tasting pasta in the end, I've noticed. The dough will fight you a little bit, and that's okay. It's okay to allow this dough to rest in the refrigerator or on top of the counter, but if you're pressed for time, just keep working it and it will loosen up a little bit. At this time, I like to give my dough an opportunity to rest because it's just fighting me too hard. So I'll catch the last 15 minutes of an episode I'm watching. I'll come back into the kitchen, kind of wipe down my counters, clean my cutting board, reflour, and get back to work on this. And I noticed that it was totally worth it. It's totally working. So I'm going to go ahead and break out my wooden rolling pin and go to work on this thing. We want it to be very, very thin, and at this time it's perfectly fine to recruit your kid, your husband, your wife, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whoever's constantly offering their help. Take them up at this time. Let them do this. That way you can focus on a sauce, a vegetable, or a protein. You're gonna roll this thing out until it's just about as thin as you can get it. I'm gonna go ahead and skip ahead because this is a painstakingly long process. So as you can see here, I have this thing rolled out pretty thin. I just want to be sure to get the ends very well, make sure it's a very consistent thickness all the way through. This took me about 30 minutes, honestly, and that's okay. If you don't like that process, you can always go out and buy yourself a pasta machine or just resort back to making pasta out of the box. But I can assure you that you won't like it the same anymore. We're gonna go ahead and give this pasta a shake. Feel really good about it, maybe do a little bit of a dance with it. And we're going to cut it down. I cut it in half. I'm going to freeze the other half, and with this half I'm going to go ahead and cut it into fettuccine shape. I like pretty thick fettuccine, but cut it however you like. This pizza roller is a perfect tool for this job. Alrighty, as you can see here, I have a nice little ball of perfectly cut pasta. So I'm going to start on my water. Heavily salt, a little dash of olive oil so we don't have any sticking, and put that bad boy on the stove to boil. I'm going to change my camera view here. And as you can see, we have a rolling boil, so I'm going to add that pasta in, allow it to cook for several minutes, coming back to taste it, coming back to stir it, making sure it's cooking properly and not sticking to the bottom or itself. You're going to go ahead and clean up your kitchen if you're smart like I am. Just revisit the pot whenever you deem necessary. This pasta is done, I know because I tasted it. So I'm going to go ahead and strain my water, put the pasta back onto the heat, add in a dash of olive oil once again, grate some Parmesan over the top, add some fresh dill, which gives it a nice bright flavor, and we're going to plate it up. That's literally it, guys. We're going to give it a stir with a wooden spatula, and we're going to plate it up. That is how you make perfectly fresh, beautiful pasta. Thanks for watching.